Alright everyone, we are here at Tozawa's Tanks. I almost called you Zenzo Aquatics. He has two channels actually. He has the fitness one.
Yep.
And then he has the fish room. This is his fish room, but we want to focus on two specific tanks because, let's be real here,
they're unique.
They're super unique.
Yep.
And they're hippos.
Yeah, hey everyone, Zenzo from Tozawa Tanks. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who I am, and if you don't, I have a fish YouTube channel that I'm sure Jimmy will put a link up above or down below or whatever. A couple of the tanks that I'm really excited to talk about today are some that I've been playing with for about a year or so, and those are the Mudskipper tanks, or as Jimmy calls them, the baby hippos or the hippos. They are very unique. I've got two different species. I've got one species that's from Africa and one that is from India. The African Mudskippers are larger. They have kind of a blue pattern to their fins. They can be a little bit more aggressive and they will eat small fish. So I've even fed them guppies before. They are living in brackish water. If you're not familiar with brackish water is where fresh water meets the ocean. So like if you have a river that's flowing down towards the ocean where all rivers flow, that area where the river and the ocean meet, they're called estuaries. Salinity is kind of varies. It doesn't really matter for you to be exact as long as there is some salinity in there because it's always changing. It's going from freshwater to saltwater depending on the tides and everything like that. They are part of the goby family, so they are in fact a true fish.
I did not know that,
yeah, they're not an amphibian. They are a true fish. And they can breathe through their gills, so they have gills like regular fish do. But as long as their skin is wet, they can also absorb oxygen through their skin. As far as fish that you can keep with them, anything that's brackish water tolerant that they can't eat. So I keep mine with a figure 8 puffer. Figure 8 puffer is great. Other brackish water fish that are larger in size, 2 to 3 inches would be great. They skip, they jump, and they can climb a little bit. The Africans don't climb as much as the Indians, but they will climb because they can kind of stick to the glass and kind of shimmy up. So you'll want a tight fitting lid to keep them inside, but then also to keep that humidity in there because they need to stay moist and damp all the time. When I feed frozen bloodworms, they all come out because they can sense it, they can smell it, and they can taste it in the water. Otherwise, they kind of have their own little area. They kind of like to hide under the rocks, kind of where all the bubbles are, where the air stone is. You know, the pre-dinosaurs, before dinosaurs became terrestrial, when they were crawling out of the water. That's kind of how I envisioned them.
And I guess that'll wrap it up for these huge guys. We got to go visit the smaller ones. These little cute bumblebee things. All right, we are here at the Indian Mudskipper tank.
So this is the Indian Mudskipper tank, and they are similar. Well, obviously they're Mudskippers, so they have similar behaviors. But these are kind of more of like the little water puppies compared to the Africans, which are a little bit larger and aggressive. They still have some territorial disputes, and they still do have, they can be kind of aggressive towards one another, but not nearly as much as the Africans. In here I have 6 of them, and they're in a 40-gallon aquarium. They are also in brackish water, so again, it's still a mixture of salt water and fresh water. Kind of designed it to be like a terraced kind of plateau, so the upper level is just kind of the upper part of that plateau or island, and then it kind of terraces down with some driftwood. And then I built a waterfall, so I stacked up some dry rock, some coral, and with the canister filter I just made the return right there and kind of created a waterfall. So it's interesting, they'll actually climb up the waterfall, they'll actually go up to the very top there and just kind of sit and hang out in the water, or just kind of sit on the rock itself. They're also not shy, so once they know that you are the food person, that you are the keeper of the goodies, they will actually come up to you and eat like out of your hand. I've had them jump up and like grab food out of my hand. Definitely cannot keep these with the African Mudskippers because the African Mudskippers would be able to eat the Indian Mudskippers. So as far as tank mates, pretty much any brackish water fish, and even small ones are fine. I keep mine with bumblebee gobies. They are part of the goby family, of course, so this is a goby tank. The Indian Mudskippers don't eat them because they're too large, so there's no issue with any predation with the bumblebee gobies and the Indian Mudskippers.
It's definitely a nice pairing for sure.
Very nice pairing. You could do guppies in here. I did do some really pretty guppies at one time just as an experiment. If you're thinking about like what's easy, Indians are a lot easier. Not that difficult, just very unique. You don't see them very often. Some people are intimidated, but really, really fun, very enjoyable. and it's almost like the best of both worlds, where you have like a pet that's almost like a little puppy or something that you can interact with, but then it's in a fish tank.
All right, thanks, Zenzo.
All right.